The main thing is that it's up to people to develop skills of differentiating and then having an ethical point of view. Like if they're against buying from people who advertise with AI and create AI content, or I'm all for it, I don't care. We're going to get ads regardless. Life at the moment is subscriptions and ads. So I don't think it'll matter much if we can differentiate if it's AI or not. It's developing the skill set to be a critical thinker and deciding if you want to buy something or not. And then in terms of us differentiating ourselves in the marketplace, it's the same thing. It's whatever works currently, whatever the trends are, whatever the memes of the time are going to be, that will help us create emotional connections with the people who are seeing us and buy from us. But from like a commercial point of view, it doesn't make a difference if the content that we're putting out is AI or not. If people click on it and buy from us, we'll do that. And with AI, you can do it at scale. You can create 100 ad sets in like 5 minutes and launch them. If people are clicking them, then they won't change. I think that's why I put such an emphasis on the human aspect and the networking and building genuine connections with people, because regardless of if they're offline or online, they're people that you know and can work with. So that's really important. In terms of the actual marketing itself, there has always been a split between offline media and digital media. If you go to Piccadilly, we're surrounded by billboards everywhere. And yes, they're now digital, but they affect you in the offline. Buses and cars and shops and taxis and everything have billboards on them. So the fact that we're going to be offline just means that the physical ads that we see will just be more attention grabbing. They will be more extreme. And we see this with the Japanese culture, for example. They work 12-hour shifts, and then their media at home is very fast paced, very eccentric, very extreme, because they have a smaller time to decompress. I think that'll just happen more globally as a symptom of that. More of the ads and the content that we see offline will be more extreme because they'll have less of time to grab our attention. So this is part of the ethics concerns with AI, that it's been trained on the internet and without consent. And a lot of these books and authors and creators had their work taken without permission or knowledge and put into this core, and then models trained after it, right? So there's a few things. Firstly, Anthropic and some of the other AI models are paying reparations for artists. So if your work has been used, there are class action lawsuits and stuff. There are funds that you can access. And yes, if your work's been used, they will compensate you for that. And then we have techniques like poisoning and watermarking and stuff like that you can do to prevent your artwork from being used. There's technical things you can do, like putting LLM.text on your website and telling AI agents they're not allowed to scan your website and stuff like that, or robots.txt for the technical people. You can put it and disallow agents from scanning your website and stuff like that. I would say the Academy of YouTube is a very good place. YouTube is very good. There's loads of tutorials. They're free. Each of the platforms will have their own academy now. So you can find Lord Academy, and it has a bunch of tutorials on how to do things. Choosing a project or like a case study, as I was saying before, and working through it with AI is the best way to learn. It's very practical, because no matter how many videos you watch, if you don't actually do the thing, you're never going to build the pathways mentally to actually get good at it. You can't learn to ride a bicycle by watching videos of people riding a bicycle. You have to get on it and figure out. It's the same thing with AI. If you never get it to start coding with you, you're never going to get good at it. Yes, is the answer to that. Yes, there is a massive diminishing demand for juniors in programming, because the main challenges we have from vibe coding is a cybersecurity aspect, database architecture, launching the actual software, which is sort of like 5 years into most developers' careers that they even start looking into those things. One is to just skip to the end and just learn those skills from the get-go, AWS cloud engineering and stuff like that, or cybersecurity, so you can fix the common issues that vibe coded platforms have, or just start building something interesting in public. And people will see it and they'll be like, oh, this guy's got a good brain on him. He knows how to do stuff with code that we've not seen before. Let's hire them. There was a new platform that came out that's free, and it basically does what CAD does and SketchUp and stuff like that, but it's a free platform, and you can put floor plans in and it just generates like a 3D model, and then you can muck about with it and all kinds of stuff. The thing with regulated professions like architects is people are less likely to trust in AI buildings, because you have to put people in the buildings and the buildings have to stay up, right? So the architect comes up with a design, the structural engineer and civil engineer will make sure that it's made out of the right materials and stuff. But But the creativity of coming up with an interesting building can't be done by AI. AI will just be like, here's 4 walls. What else do you need? A toilet? Okay, here's a toilet. Here's a living room. Here's a bedroom. And then it will make the most efficient use of the space or whatever. But it won't be interesting. It won't be pretty. It won't be innovative. And if you want to create an interesting new cafe or a high-rise building or a property development or a park, something that has some aesthetics around it, I don't see the AIs currently being built for architecture to do those. What architects are looking for is things that will make their life easier. So I don't think that you have a thing to worry about there. So the main language all the LLMs use is Python. So if you know Python, that's great. The output that they do is usually in Markdown, which is more of a styling. So you can include a styling for text in a text file, essentially. So it's a Markdown MD files. You'll notice it sometimes when people copy paste things from AIs and then they'll paste it onto social media and have like the little asterisks everywhere because that's like bold and headings and stuff like that. So that's a very telltale sign that they've literally copy pasted it from AI. They didn't even check it. Markdown's not a language, it's just formatting text. JSON is very useful as well, which is, again, is just a formatting thing. You can prompt AI with JSON. So if you want to have a very structured prompt, especially for like image generation and stuff like that, you can create like a nested prompt within itself. So you can say like, this is the context. I want you to generate a picture of a person. And then it's like the person, and then you put inside the details and it's like 30-year-old Mediterranean man with curly hair, clothing as a separate subsection. He's wearing a blue t-shirt and yellow pants and stuff like that. So those are the main ones. But Python is the only programming language you need. And arguably, you don't need any programming language to prompt. You can just talk to it. You can type in English or any other language and it'll work well. So yeah, I think hopefully that answers it.